Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today the topic that I am going to present, that as I have shown in the slide as well, that is about Victorian Age. Viewers, till now we have completed till Romantic Age. If you don't watch that, so go through all the videos, you will see it. In this age, Victorian Age, we are going to present that why it is called Victorian Age, what are the major writers, major works, and who are the major writers of the Victorian Age, and main characteristics of the Victorian Age. So in this video we are going to present all these things, so keep watching and stay tuned. Okay viewers, this era is basically during the Victorian era. Agriculture played a significant role in shaping a both social and military landscape. The period witnessed a transition from an agrarian-based society to an increasingly industrialized one. Basically, in this era, in Victorian literature, the depiction of rural life and agriculture observed as a means to explore theme of social changes, class disparity, and human relationship with nature. Authors like Thomas Hardy and George Eliot frequently incorporated agricultural setting and characters in their work. For example, Hardy's novels such as Far from the Madding Ground. But basically in this era, why it is called Victoria, basically it is named after Victorian, as I have told, and she ruled on Canada, Australia, India, and for not only she was the empire of the England, but also she ruled over all these countries. And this era is characterized by various social, political, religious, technological, and scientific developments, all of which had an impact on English literature of that time. Victorian Age saw a remarkable boost of literature. The Victorian Age, spanning from 1837 to 1901, was marked by distinct characteristics that shaped various aspects of society, culture, and literature. Here are some key characteristics of Victorian eras. There is industrializations and urbanizations. So let me explain that industrialization and urbanizations. The era saw rapid industrialization and the growth of urban center. This led to significant social and economic changes as people migrate from the rural areas to cities for work, and new technologies transformed production and transformation. The second was social class and inequality. So the Victorian era was characterized by a strict social and they divide between the upper class and middle class and work class. Was profound influence interactions and opportunity and lifestyle. So the class difference and these values has been characterized in this era. Moral values and reform moment. So Victorians were known for their strong emphasis on morality, property, and lifestyle. So all these things were happening in this. Moral values and reform movements. Victorians were known for their strong prosperity and social reform. So this period witnessed the rise of various movements such as abolition of slavery, women suffrage, and child labor reforms. Another thing that has been happened in this era: scientific progress and rationalism. Advances in science, including Darwin's theory of evolution, challenged traditional religious belief and led to the debate between science and faith. So rational thinking and empirical evidence gained performance. Gender role and ideals. Another thing characteristic, or you may say a very key point of this age, gender roles were clearly defined during this time, with the cult of domesticity and emphasizing of women roles as a homemaker and mothers. So all these things were happening in this era. Viewers, I have shown in the the characteristics in the slide. That realism, moral purpose, doubts and contradiction, idealism and imperialism were the main characteristics of Victorian age. So moral purposes were there in the literature. Technologies were getting on a high peak in this era. Realism were found in the literature, and the writers were they were near towards the nature. They were trying to put the emotions and the real nature of the humans, if we say, like Thomas Hardy, and they were arousing the hope um, in their literature, through their literature in the people of that time. So all these were happening in this. Apart from that, we have idealism. So they put religious aside and they will start debating on different things. Another thing, that technology advancement were there found. The Victorian era saw a significant technological invention, including the steam engine, telegraph, and later electricity. So these advancements transformed communications, transformations, and daily life. So all these were invented and happened in this era. Here I have shown in the very summarized. I have summarized the whole literature and the whole age in the literature in the 9 point states. It was the age of novel. So novel was basically on the high peak in this age. It was the age of dramatic monologue. Dramatic monologue were there found in the literature. It was the age of weak faith in religion, means that the people were trying to explore the new things. So they kept the religion aside and they were trying to advance and to do something new, to invent something new. So it was the age of merchant and businessmen. The people were going for business from the rural areas, and they were moving towards the city. So all these things were happening in this era. It was the age of free and compulsory education. It was the age of private religious rules, and Victorians were materialistic. Means they were trying to that what is means in simple we can say that in what they found any benefit for themselves, so they started their things. In contrast to the emphasizing on morality, the atheist movements emerged as a reaction focusing on beauty, art, and for the sake of art and the purest of pleasure and refinement. So overall, the Victorian age was a complex period characterized by a blend of traditional values and the rapid changes brought about the industrialization, technology advancements, and social reforms movements. These characteristics combines to create a distinct era that left a lasting impact on the various aspects of society and culture. The Victorian age, that was spanning from the early 19th to the 20th century, was named after Queen Victoria, and it was marked by significant social, economical, and technological changes. The Industrial Revolution brought about urbanization and advancement in manufacturing, leading to the growth of cities and rise of the middle class. The era also saw expanse of the British Empire and its global influence. The very simple we can say that Victorian society was characterized by strict moral values, a focus on family and social changes, as well as the advancement in the literature, arts, and science. Notable events during this time includes the Sermons War, the American Civil War, and the development of the railway and telegraph system. So all these things were happening in this era. The main point of Victorian literature was to emphasize on realism, as I have told, moral values, and depiction of societal changes brought about by the Industrial Revolution. So the writer of this era often explored complex characters and social issues, reflecting the era involving perspective on class, gender, and identity. The main writers, Charles Dickens, were known for the novel like Great Expectation, Oliver Twist, and Tale of the Two Cities. So Charlotte Bronte, famous for the Jane Eyre, a novel that explores themes of love, class, and gender. Emily Bronte wrote the dark and gothic novel Wuthering Heights. That was very beautiful novel. you must watch it. Thomas Hardy was notable for the death of the Turber Valley. So, and far from the middle, in this novel, he has shown that working women facing a lot of the problems in the society, and how the rural areas people, especially women, uh, moving towards cities to do something for their family. So Oscar Wilde, known for his wit and play, like the importance of being earnest, this was a very important uh, masterpiece in the literature, and it kept his name in forefront of English literature. Robert Browning, renowned for his poetry, including My Last Duchess and The Ring and the Book. So all these were the major writers, and major their works. Still, Matthew Arnold, known for the critical and poetry, including the Dover Beach. So all these writers and their work captured the diverse themes, social issues, and artistic trends of the Victorian age. And Victorian literature often reflected these changes, with authors like Charles Dickens highlighted social issues. The periods also witnessed the rise of the women's suffrage movement and debates on the gender role, significant advancement, and the questioning of the traditional belief led to the clashes between religion and science. Art and agriculture display a mix of style from the Romantic to the Gothic revival. So the British Empire expanded greatly during this time, with colonies in various parts of the world. Victorian age set the stage of the modernity while grappling with its complexities and contradictions. So the whole things I have discussed in the video. So the Victorian age saw a great rise in reading. Britain became literate society by the end of 19th century, and many Britain never travel abroad. But after the Education Act of 1870, almost all could read with some proficiency. So all these things were happening in this era, and that's why this this age and this era play, and you may say that have a great name in the whole English literature. This was the lesson about the Victorian age, and if you people have any suggestion and any questions, so please do comment below, and keep watching and stay tuned for the next video.